So good morning and welcome to Wellspring. Nice to see you all here. And hello to those of you on Zoom. Welcome to the first Sunday in September. And it seems like it should be the second Sunday, given that the first was on a Monday. But anyway, that's how the calendars work. I understand. Yeah. So we have a few announcements. Yes, we have a few announcements. So starting out with early birds, we meet every Sunday morning at 9:30 via Zoom, or we have a couple of stations here in the social hall and in the sanctuary, so you're welcome to join us either way. Our upcoming speakers for September, we start with today, we have Reverend Kamatara. Hey. And we have Reverend Sandy coming next Sunday, and then I'll be speaking, and then we have Donna Stryker. So we have a great lineup for this month. And I'll have you know we have a great lineup for next month too. So Lunch Bunch will meet this Wednesday at 11:30 at Ruby Tuesdays. So come join us. Those of you who are off during the day, you're welcome to come and have a conversation and some food. This Wednesday, the Board of Trustees will meet. That is at 6:30 on Zoom. And you're welcome, the whole congregation or whoever chooses is welcome to join us. And you can get the coordinates, the Zoom coordinates from me. I'll be happy to provide you with them. And our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. You may submit your prayer request via our webpage. Did I? Well, you're right. Do we have a Thursday evening group? We're still meeting on Thursday evenings. Yeah. And you know, Brenda just rolled with it, didn't she? Very good. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah. We meet at 7 o'clock here in the social hall and on Zoom. And again, if you want to join us, you're welcome. Every week we typically right now starting a different speaker or different series. So, you know, it's not like you'll miss what went before. And if you want to join us, we meet in the social hall and on Zoom, and you can talk to Cleona or to me, and we'll give you what the Zoom coordinates are. All right, now we have our prayer team. Lastly, our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. And you may submit a prayer request via the box in the back. The best thing to do there, we have some paper there, fill it out and give it to me. And I will take it with me to prayer group. And then you can also submit it on our website. So we suggest that if you've submitted something for yourself or a family or friend, that maybe you sit in your quiet place at 4:15 on Tuesdays, and just knowing that you are a part of that group as well. So now we have our invocation. So in this very room, there is quite enough love. We know that the presence of that oneness, the spirit, the divine, whatever you choose to call it, is here. It is here before we arrive. It is here when we leave. That presence is here and all around us. And that same presence is in the midst of those who are joining us on Zoom. That divine comforter that knows everything about us and loves us anyway. So we give thanks for this time that we spend together. We know the words of the music, the musicians, Kamatara's message today, and everything that we are experiencing is in divine right order. And for that we are grateful. So now please stand if you're able and join us with the Song of Joy. And Edwin will be playing the music for this. Edwin. And I'll say what he's going to say. Make a joyful noise.
Yes.
I don't know the words to this. So I'm not going to. The words are extremely repetitive and simple, but so here you go. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna 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 study war no more. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna 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 study war no more. Study war no more. I'm gonna sing now a song of joy
Which one do you want?
down by the riverside, down by the riverside. In the light of God, down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna 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 study war no more. Songs of joy down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. We'll sing out a song of joy down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no
Thank you, Edwin, and the rest of you. That was rousing. Yeah. Appreciate that. So now, read with me our vision, our mission, and our affirmation. So our vision, to elevate spiritual consciousness in our world. Our mission, to support individual spiritual quests through study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. And our affirmation, I walk in harmony with the divine, allowing peace and wisdom to guide my journey. I trust in the unfolding of my path, knowing that all is well. Spirit expresses through me as clarity, strength, and unwavering faith. Thank you. And now we have our first special music, which just happens to be by Reverend Kamatara. Yay.
Oh, I should have my tablet then. Vince, will you hand me my tablet? Yeah, it's hard to play the pop music. Well, for me. Woohoo. Yay. All right, we're getting set here. Aw. Support team, love it. Oh. There we go. We can't have the microphone slide down. It's got to stay put. Okay. And then, yay. I feel a little buried, but that's okay. So this song, thank you, Vince, is Hal Hobson wrote it, I think, in the 70s, I want to say, but I thought it was a folk song. It's a setting, well, it's a traditional English tune. And then Hal Hobson was like, yes, let's put 1 Corinthians 1 through 3 to this song. So he calls it the gift of love. Though I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, thy words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess in striving soul, my love profess, but not begin my love within. The prophet soon turns strangely thin. Come, Spirit, come, our hearts control. Our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are freed. Though I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, thy words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain.
Thank you, Kamatara. All right, so the reading for the day is out of the book Creative Ideas. It's on page 80 and 81. And it's titled, I Learned to Love. And the quote at the beginning of it is, perfect love casteth out fear. That's from John 4:18. Love is fundamental to life, the great and supreme reality. Love is the highest gift of heaven, the greatest good on earth, and the treasure of all our research. It is the end and aim of everything. We cannot doubt that God is love, because hate kills while love renews and restores. Love transmits some subtle essence of life to everything it touches. Awaken within all things an equal awareness and response. Love is the greatest healing power there is, and no one feels whole without it. And the little prayer after that is, today my love goes out to all people and all things. There is no fear in this love, for perfect love casts out all fear. There is no doubt in this love, for faith penetrates all doubt and reveals a unity at the center of everything that embraces all things. This love, flowing through me, harmonizes everything in my experience, brings joy and gladness to everything, brings a sense of security and a well-being to everyone. And I realize that the love flowing through, in, and around me and all things is one vast, all-enveloping essence and force forever emanating from the living God. Love alone rules my every experience. Now, our speaker for the day, Reverend Kamatara. Welcome. I will go that way. I just didn't know.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey, so happy to be with you this morning. And my mom is here from Wisconsin, so very excited she's visiting. Anna Marie, and my honey's here from Albuquerque, and we're just having a big old party weekend. So it's been very, very fun, and happy to be home in Las Cruces. Just that I can say that, home in Las Cruces. Long time coming. So it's been, quite the month. I can't believe it's September. I don't know where this year is going. Just, whew, wow. And if you get the Science of Mind magazine, you know that last month the topic was all about love. And as a minister, typically I experience whatever the things are that I'm speaking about. So I was like, yes, this month, all month in August, it's going to be love, glorious love. Like, it's just going to be fantastic. I'm ready. Bring it. And of course, if you want to hear God laugh, make a plan. So, yes, I'll just say last month was hard, and kind of walk through the fires of hell all over again with my children. And I just thought, wow. I mean, it was almost more than I could bear. And it was that because I love them that much. And so I just want to start by honoring the fact that so many of us, in fact, I don't think there's a single person in this room or online who has not been really burned in the name of love. And I don't want to pretend like that doesn't exist. Like whether we've been in a marriage or a committed relationship, or you've had children, or you've had parents. I think that covers everyone. Just saying, there are some relationships that really seem like love, but in the end, it failed. Or it wounded, even if it didn't fail, it wounded us so, so deeply. So I just want to acknowledge that there's a shadow side, kind of a grisly underbelly that we don't often get to talk about, especially in church, when it comes to love. But I want to be real about it. Author Bell Hooks, in the book All About Love, writes, everywhere we learn that love is important, and yet we are bombarded by its failure. In the realm of the political, among the religious, in our families, and in our romantic lives, we see little indication that love informs decisions, strengthens our understanding of community, or keeps us together. Ow. But it does go on a little bit further. She says, this bleak picture in no way alters the nature of our longing. We still hope that love will prevail. And so it's that hope that I want to look at, and that whole what is love that we're even talking about here. Like, this is where we really, really get tested, especially in this spiritual community. What do you believe? Because in Science of Mind, New Thought communities, unity, all this, this kind of cloth. I would dare to say in Christianity and Islam and many other faiths, we believe that God is all there is, and God is love. Then, right? Then, where is God in this? Whatever your this is. Where is love in this? That's a really hard question. And this last month, walking through those flames of hell, when I had no perception of love whatsoever, I knew I had to call on Team Kamatara and I reached out to my precious friends, to my mom, to my prayer partner, to my honey, so they could kind of talk me off that ledge and remember who I am. And they supported me with such love when I had absolutely none. So when I look at this and say, where is love in this? Oh, well, there it was. It wasn't mine to give in that moment. It was mine to receive. And then what was wonderful is that when I was ready, I could put this in the little bucket and dip it down into the well of love and pull it back up and say, okay, deep breaths. In this situation that feels horrible, what would love do now? What would love say right here? How can I show up as love in this moment? And I'm not going to lie, it took me a while to get there. So it's really important not to communicate until you're in that state. I'm just saying, safety warning, like when you're that out of alignment, as I was, lean into your team, recalibrate, dip it down into that well of love, and pull it back up. And then I was able to respond with love, which is really important, especially with, what's happening with my precious family right now, because my mom is here and tomorrow she gets to go see her grandchildren. So, and I didn't do it for that, but that is a wonderful end result because I responded with love. I didn't just blow them up, which would have been all so easy, right? When we were having those kind of conversations, but nope, I did not take the bait car. I didn't do it. So I'm very grateful for that. And for me, that's where true love shows up, even when it's hard. So I'm going to say something that may sound really harsh. I'm just going to go for it. You're all sitting down. All right. So I think that it's incredibly true to say that love never fails. And if it does, then it's not love. So can we hold on to our faith, our belief in love, and know that even in the darkest times, that love always wins in the end? And if it didn't win, then it's not the end. So today I really want to bring it home, after this whole fabulous month of weighing out and exploring and thinking about love. This isn't like February kind of love. This is like fall kind of love. Okay, let's really explore like what love isn't and what love is. And then what does that mean for us? Because this isn't just empty platitudes, like we are practical metaphysicians. How do we apply this to our lives so there's really something that's happening here? So to start with what love is not, I think it's accurate to say that most people on earth really think that they know what love is. I mean, really, really. Would just bet $1 million they don't have, like, yes, I know exactly what love is. But what we're fed in the media and online and in movies and Disney and Hallmark, and don't get me started, and what's, the A-roll footage that we see on Facebook, and yeah, it may profile as love, but more often than not, it is not actually love. And Thich Nhat Hanh, so very wise Buddhist monk, writes, to love without knowing how to love wounds the person we love. And this last year really showed me the difference between what I was saying was love versus what was really happening, and how I wounded others and how others wounded me, and to sit with it and to say, okay, where is love in this? And sometimes it was in the middle of it, yes. Sometimes it was on the side of it, and sometimes it was not at all. And that's okay. Just getting really honest about where is love in this. And remember, I can't remember when I gave this talk, but remember a while back, it was sometime this year, we spoke about near enemies, that Buddhist concept. So just like the super brief recap, I want to pull out just one idea from that talk because it's so relevant to this moment. So near enemies is when you think of a quality of the divine you want, and then if you think of its opposite, that's the far enemy. And it's really easy to recognize the opposite. You're like, yeah, I don't want that. But what's really tricky is when you accidentally get the near enemy, where it's not quite the thing you're going for, but it's so similar that it profiles like the thing you want, but it's not. And then it's this illusion, because it's like, yeah, I got this thing. Why doesn't it feel right? Why is it a little off? It's like, oh, I'm not satisfied. Yeah, things are going wrong, but I've got this thing. No, it's the near enemy. Mwah, mwah. And then when I hold on to that thing, it actually pushes away the thing that I actually want. Oh, so the one of those that I want to pick out and highlight today when we talk about what love isn't is the concept of attachment. Because attachment is the near enemy of love. It may feel like love, it may look like love, and it may be really juicy at first, like, woo, look at this thing I got, and we're in love. And then, ooh, it's actually not. So what it looks like is affection or kindness that is tied to personal desire, craving, expectation, or conditions. It's conditional love, which is what most folks grow up with. It's what we see out, it's what you experience at school. The teacher loves you as long as you're doing X, Y, Z, and PDQ, or your parents are happy with you as long as, and then when you start dating, it's like, oh, this is great because we're in love until, it's that very conditional love. And so how it impacts people's lives is that people may think they're being loving, but really they're seeking validation, control, emotional security, and of course that leads to possessiveness and disappointment and codependency. Ooh. And Jack Kornfield, very famous Buddhist teacher, has a great quote about this. He says, the near enemy of love is attachment. Attachment masquerades as love, and it says, I will love this person because I need something from them. Or I will love you if you love me back. I'll love you, but only if you will be the way I want you to be. He says this isn't the fullness of love. Instead, there's attachment, clinging, and fear. True love allows, honors, and appreciates. Attachment grasps, demands, needs, and aims to possess. All of that is not love, even though it may profile as such. And Thich Nhat Hanh nails it down in one sentence. He says, if our love is only a will to possess, it is not love. Wow. So what is love? How do we express what love is? How do you even put words to something that's kind of ineffable? Like, when you're around it, as long as you're not with the near enemy, but you can feel that difference, especially now that we're a little more mature. And actually, if you really want a whole beautiful love wash, you could put my mom on one side and Shirley Angel Love on the other side and just stand in between them. And you'll just be like, oh, I can just feel love. That's where I learned how to love. My mom is an incredible font of love. All, through thick and thin, no matter what, always, love was the response, which made her a great mom and a great nurse and an awesome nana. So very grateful. So I was like, well, let me look up in Atlas of the Heart. You know, Brene Brown, it's got all the emotions in that book. I love that book. So I look up the chapter that's about love. Useless. It was like, well, it's hard to define, and scientists don't know what to do with it, and we can't really measure it, and we can't, and basically what she said was, leave it to the poets, the artists, and the mystics. Okay. So the best I can do to try to put it into words is that love is not a feeling. It's not an abstract noun. It's a verb. It's a lived experience. It's a powerful transformative force. It's a practice. It's a way of being. Or if you study Judaism, their way of talking about God is saying that God is a happening. It's the happening that is happening. And I feel like love is that too. Love is happening. And so it's so much bigger than being in love. And so sometimes Vince and I talk about being inside of love together, because being in love just seems too small. That doesn't touch it. It's not like, how do you put words to that? So I just want to challenge you to open your mind more, like, could you be inside of love with each other? And Thich Nhat Hanh, oh my gosh, he really is an inspiration when it comes to love. So he says true love is made of 4 elements: loving kindness, so being kind, compassion, joy, and equanimity. I love how he just throws that in there. We got like these feel-good emotions, and don't forget equanimity. So that even keel. So even when the apple cart is upset and you're upside down and thinking, wow, what just happened? No, deep breath, even keel. I'm going to use love to balance me out. You might be walking through the fun house, but love is that railing to hold on to and to keep going. He also writes, understanding is love's other name. If you don't understand, you can't love. He also adds 2 more words. When you love someone, you have to have trust and confidence. Love without trust is not yet love. And there's a certain amount of safety that happens when you can trust someone else, and then that wee little sapling of love can grow. Like it's like having a little bit of breeze for that flame to get a little higher. Like, okay, we can trust each other. We have confidence in each other. It can grow, and that's where things can really bloom. And Thich Nhat Hanh says the most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention, because when mindfulness embraces those whom we love, they will bloom like flowers. So just imagine different folks in your life. They could be your children, your loved ones, your students, your whoever, your spiritual community members, where you were mindful with them, and you probably got to see them blossom. So that's how we're seeing this outpouring, this like ripple outward of how love has an effect over the world. And then Thich Nhat Hanh takes it a step further. He says, through my love for you, I want to express my love for the whole cosmos, the whole of humanity, and for all beings. So it goes out and out and out. It is that light in the darkness. And certainly the Bible is very inspirational when it comes to love. You know, we have the 1 Corinthians 13. That was the first piece of it. And, you know, we've got from the Gospel of John, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. And we talk about Jesus being a great way shower, that a great model where we can see, how do you let that Christ light shine? How do you let that love heal? All of that is such a good model for us. And then a little further in the New Testament, in 1 John, I love where it says, beloved, let us love one another, because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. And that's been a big anchor for a lot of us for so long. And I love this image from Colossians Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. So if things aren't in harmony, I know what I need to put on. I got to put on my love waders, the big suspenders, and go on in if I can. And if not, then maybe I need to borrow someone else's, sweater, and I need to borrow someone, what else do I need? And certainly from 1 Corinthians, the rest of the passage that so many of us had at our weddings, or like we've heard so many times. But I want to read it to you and have you hear it like you've never heard it before. And I want you to hear it like God or Spirit or love itself is saying this to you. So just take a moment to sit in it. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but it does rejoice in the truth. It bears all things, it believes all things, it hopes all things, and it endures all things. That is a great passage to sit with, because if you feel any one of those things like, oh, I'm so resentful right now, oh, okay, then it's hard to feel resentful and love at the same time. Or if I'm being rude to someone, I'm not being loving. So it kind of sets off the warning system like, oh, I'm out of alignment. Okay. So that might be a great thing to sit with. And of course, when it comes to science of mind, this faith, philosophy, and way of life that we have in the spiritual community, Ernest Holmes wrote a lot about love. But it's interesting because they say there's two ways to get into this, either through the law or through the love, through the head or the heart. I was attracted by the head, through the law, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a faith that's logical, and it makes sense, and it's not this arbitrary and capricious God that's just going to smite me. Like, what is this nonsense? That was my way in. Some people come in because of the love. They're like, wow, experiencing the love of Spirit and the depth and the way that we're all one and we're connected. I'm getting there. They say the longest journey is from your head to your heart. So now Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, he kind of did the same thing. His earlier writings were a lot about law. This is how it works. It's scientific. But as he got older and his heart was opening, you'll read more and more about love in the further works. So I picked out some of the greatest hits, Ernest Holmes, on love. In fact, in the big old beefcake textbook, Science of Mind, if you go in the glossary, which I love, because he defines all sorts of words that we think we know, and then he defines them in a metaphysical way. So I started with that. I'm like, let's see what he says about love. So this is some of his definition. Love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life, capital L, to express itself in terms of creation. That's a really hard quote. I think what it means is that when we're giving to each other, that's how like God or Spirit knows itself. Like when we're showing up as love for each other, it's a way that God knows itself. I think that's a really cool concept. He also writes, love is free from condemnation, even as it is free from fear. So if I'm feeling condemning someone, or if I'm feeling fearful, that's a great time to say, oh, I need some love. Okay, if I'm feeling fear, how might love help the situation so I can unplug from that fear? What do I need in that moment? There's an unmet need if I'm condemning or fearful. He also writes, love alone can give love, and love knows that it's love. We can tell. And what's awesome is that love never gets used up. It is a wellspring that goes and goes and goes. It never gets used up. It may be missing or a little bit absent, or, ooh, we could use some more there. But there's always more. It's just like when a candle lights another candle, the first candle doesn't get darker. You can give light to someone else and not dim your light. He also writes, we should all have a sense of love, that feeling which brings us closer to people, that sense of compassionate understanding which sees through all differences to that divine center, which is in everyone. So the most loving thing that we could do is see that divine center in everyone, which I know with some people is easier and with other people is harder, especially when you turn on the news. But it's an interesting spiritual practice to turn on the news and see the divine center in everyone. That is like warrior status, love levels, if we could be that radically loving. So what does this mean for our lives? The bottom line is, it's all love. And we know from our friends in A Course in Miracles that everything is either love or a call for love. So just think about this last week. Were there times when you were giving love? Just take a moment to think. Were there times when you were receiving love? Others were giving it to you. Maybe there was a time when there was a big fat goose egg where it's like, dang, it would have been really nice to have some love there. And it didn't happen. Ooh. That happens too. So just think who's on your team, who's on your love team that you're going to text or you're going to call. Or is there someone that you listen to? Like I love listening to Mickey Singer or Ram Dass or something on Sounds True or something on Gaia that just like, puts me right back into the flow of love. So really consider, like, is there some way we can recognize when we're out of it? And then remember, each day, that we are transforming the world with the power of love in action. Could we be that little rolling holy tabernacle of love wherever we show up? And then to recognize, oh, the tabernacle's closed right now. Someone else needs to be that for me. And no judgment. It just is. What other practices would help you to remember that? To remember who you are, to show up as love. I know Vince and I have a noontime affirmation that we learned from a friend named Annie, that at noon, whenever noon is all around the world, people say a certain affirmation, which is, I am welcoming an expanded consciousness of love. And we've been doing that for, I don't know how long, 6 months? A while. It's a very powerful prayer. Woo! I mean, it has shook forth amazing things that I just can't even imagine. So let's try saying that together. Let's do a we. We are welcoming an expanded consciousness of love. Let's do that one more time. We are welcoming an expanded consciousness of love. Or even to make it really simple, I welcome an expanded consciousness of love. That could be a powerful thing to try on your little spiritual waders, to pull up and just see what happens. Because the bottom line is, love isn't just a feeling. It is a powerful, ever-present force that we activate through our choices, through our words, our actions, our presence, our compassion, and our care for each other. It becomes real when we choose it in everyday moments and recognize where it may be lacking. So I hope that you'll commit to doing that radical act of love, even when it's hard. So I'm going to close with some words from Ernest Holmes. He says, I believe that love is at the center of everything. Therefore, I accept love as the healing power of life, and I permit love to reach out from me to every person I meet. And I believe that love is returned to me from every person I meet. I trust the guidance of love because I believe it is the power of good in the universe. So this week, may you have a deepened experience of love all week long. Namaste. Let's go to prayer. Let's drop down and into that space where we know there is only love. That is the something sacred going on And it doesn't matter what you call it, pick your words, or no words at all. Just sit with that beautiful feeling, that sparkle on the inside that lives in, as, and through us, and then goes outward to everyone who crosses our path. That Christ consciousness, that font of love, the healing blessing that each one of us gets to be out and in the world. Each one of us is that little rolling holy tabernacle of prayer and love and being God's hands and God's feet and God's heart and God's smile and God's love, to be of service to one another and to take care of ourselves as the little godlings that we are. And so I affirm for each one of us a deepened experience of love, a deepened recognition of love. Where could we bring it? When do we need it? And that we're all welcoming that expanded consciousness of love, even when it's hard. That we can pause, take a deep breath, we can put our hand on our heart and just know that this is who and what we are. If God is all there is and God is love, I am an expression of the one living source. That I am aligned with the divine that is the presence and power within. That the one loving source is the all and everything. And when I remember who and what I am, it's amazing what happens in the world and in my life and for everyone who crosses my path. And I know that that is true for you as well. And so I give thanks for this sacred time together, to remember who and what we are, to recalibrate and realign with principle, to know that love is all there is. I am so grateful for how this world is so stacked in our favor, that everything is coming up love and more love. And so with great confidence in our world and in the people in this world and the blessings in this world and the abundance of this world, and also giving thanks for this very precious spiritual community where we get to join together and support each other, I know that each one of us is truly blessed and feeling the fullness of love in our lives this week. So knowing that all is well, I let it go and let it be. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Now I get to do some special music. Yay, it'll be fun. It was a nice surprise this morning. And I think you'll know this song. So when we get to the chorus, sing out. It'll be fun. Little Karen Drucker, Michael Gott, which is just good New Thought music. If you're not familiar with New Thought music, just look up Karen Drucker and Michael Gott. You will find wonderful music. I know, I feel so buried. I have a smurf at the piano, I don't know. Okay, we'll pull up some music. No, I do like that one. That's a good one though. Like, you can wake up singing that one. Like, that's so good. That we're gonna do her big love song. All right, let's see what happens here. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us when it seems I've lost my way. Then I go inside and I quiet my mind. I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Let's do that again. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Hey, thanks for singing along.
Let's give Kamatara another hand. All right, now it's time for our offering. And do we have somebody in the back that's going to bring up the basket? Oh, Edwin will. We receive these gifts and we see this basket filled to overflowing. We know that our givingness is our belief in the abundance of the universe. We know that giving and receiving are both one, a piece and the part of the same flow. So we're grateful for those gifts we receive today and online. Appreciate that. And we also want to mention that we always give 10% of what we receive at Wellspring to the community, charities, and so forth. So we bless these gifts and give great thanks. And so it is. Thank you, Edwin. Speaking of thanks, there are a number of folks who have contributed to today's service. In particular, our tech person in the back, Brenda, having to adapt to my skipping slides and things like that. And Edwin, for the service you do, and I think we had a stand-in camera person today, Vicky, right? Yeah. Hey. And also to Sharon, who's prepared some goodies for next door. Yeah. Oh, and you brought some as well. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, anybody I forget? There's the whole village, yeah. Okay. So we thank you, those in Zoom land, for joining us today. And lastly, stay around in the on the Zoom meeting if you want to chat with those on Zoom. And the rest of us are going to go over and avail ourselves of some of these wonderful gifts, that goodies that we've received. So now, if you're able, please stand and read with me the benediction, and then we'll gather along the aisle for the peace song. Spirit in the midst of us is mighty. Joy, peace, and eternal life are our true nature and flow through us into the world.
And so it is. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, where God as a center, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. I know with every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.